This architecture diagram shows you the key components of robotframework. The bottom box there is of course the most important one for you. It's a system that you are testing or automating. The top box contains test cases or tasks in robotframework syntax, and those tests or tasks are then parsed and executed by robotframework. Robotframework itself does not communicate directly with any target system. You always use libraries with it. Robotframework has certain libraries distributed with itself, but the majority of useful libraries are provided by the community, and you can install them yourself or create them if you need something special. Robotframework data syntax is very intuitive and simple even for non-programmers, and the library API towards Python is also very straightforward. Libraries can communicate with the target system directly, or you can use existing tools in the Python automation world, like for example Selenium or Playwright for web testing or Request for REST APIs, so anything that you want. For various APIs we of course have those ready-made libraries available. So here we have a simple robotframework test case example. Test cases header tells the framework that we have test cases. If you're using robotframework for process automation, you would have tasks header instead. Valid logging below the header is the name of the test case, and everything in green, open browse to login page, input username, and so on, they are keywords that the test case is created from. Lower level keywords are always created in libraries, but higher level keywords like this one, they can be created also using similar syntax that is used here for creating this test. In later videos, we are going to create this exact same test case from scratch, and you will see how it can be executed against a demo application.